Hello, good morning, everyone. And this is Dr. Tanaka, and from Tokyo, Japan. So here we will talk about the Asian excellence in prehospital injury care, the name of EPIC TBI, about the how do we prepare the patient. And then this is organized by Asian Association for EMS and also Asian EPIC TBI development team. And then today's your learning object is shown here, and to identify, to moderate of severe TBI, optimal recognition of hypoxia, hyperventilation, hypotension. So goal of the prehospital management of TBI is to prevent secondary brain injury and to avoid hypoxia, hypotension, and hyperventilation. So course disclosure is shown here, and contents include EPIC TBI project of Arizona and also Asian Association EMS Council. So faculty of disclosure, I have no financial interest on other relationship with a manufacturer of any products or provider of service-related course content. So in this morning, and we will talk about who is the EPIC patient. So, and anyone with physical trauma and mechanism consistent with the potential to have induced a brain injury and Glasgow Coma Scale of 12 or less, or Glasgow Coma Scale less than 15 with decreasing GCS, or increasing confusion or loss of consciousness, and multi-system trauma requiring intubation, and post-traumatic seizures case. Those are all we saw EPIC patient. So ABCDE approach is caring for TBI, airway, and breathing. So we should give them to high flow oxygen as soon as possible you find the EPIC patient. Continuous O2 saturation monitoring should be keep more than 90% or cyanosis. ABCD is caring for TBI, and airway and breathing should be continuous ETCO2 monitoring in intubated case. Sometimes we can measure with a back valve mask and ETCO2. So you can measure ETCO2 level as soon as possible in the case of the ventilation case. Normal PCO2 value is 35 to 45. ETCO2 provide an estimate of PCO2 level within 2 to 5 millimeter mercury. If we increase the ventilation and ETCO2 should be decreased. ABCD is caring for TBI on circulation, shown here. Systemic blood pressure should be keep more than 90 millimeter mercury. So hypotension should be treated. Systemic blood pressure more than 140 millimeter mercury. IV fluid should be restricted. and ABCD and disability shown here. Evaluate for mental status and Glasgow Coma Scale in any time and in any case of TBI. So Glasgow Coma Scale is common coma scale in the world. They are divided three parts. One is eye open and best verbal response and best motor response. E is scored 1 to 4. V is scored 1 to 5. M scored 1 to 6. Total cumulative number are we call best response, accommodate client, totally unresponsive. And also disability shown here. We should evaluate for impending herniation. So if you find dilated and unresponsive pupil, you should think about impending herniation or asymmetric pupil or Glasgow Coma Scale less than 9 and rapid deterioration of GCS by 2 points should be think about the disability will be started. So posture is another important issue, and extensor posting is meaning progression from decollegiate posturing to decerebrate posturing. That kind of thing is a important part. And this is a extensor posturing. So decollegiate shown left side and decerebrate shown right side. So those posturing is serious or critical and meaning to impending herniation. Again, decollegiate posturing is shown on the top and decerebrate posturing shown in downside. So ABCDE and for TBI should be evaluated for hypoglycemia in any comatose case. As you see here, blood glucose less than 19 should be treated. So 5 things repeat Q5 minutes and shown here. One is a vital sign, second one is SpO2, third one is EtCO2, fourth one is Glasgow Coma Scale, and 5 is monitor the ventilator of EMT. So Q5 or more frequently should be checked in the vital sign, SpO2 and EtCO2, Glasgow Coma Scale, pupil, and fluid given. The goal of prehospital management of TBI is preventable secondary brain injury. So we cannot stop primary brain injury at the time of scene. However, that we can prevent damage by hypoxemia or hypoperfusion and also hyper CO2 or lower CO2 level. So you should manage of the all the kind of monitor, and so damage itself is occurred at the moment and impact, and the EMT and doctor cannot fix it, treat it. Brain surgeon can't treat either one. So damage is already done, and also we can only prevent secondary brain injury. Secondary brain injury occurred after the initial trauma and resulted from cellular hypoxia. The goal for prehospital management of TBI is shown here. So our target is prevent secondary brain injury. So those are resulted from cellular hypoxia caused by systemic hypoxia, poor CNS blood flow, and has a major impact of TBI outcome. So every aspect of prehospital TBI treatment about preventing secondary brain injury. Again, I would like to eliminate. So how do we prevent secondary brain injury from the scene? So what do we this mean to ME? So your care may determine TBI outcome. Your care may be more important than trauma surgeon or neurosurgeon care. Why? They can't reverse what's lost in the field. So who is an epic patient? As I mentioned about previous slide, anyone with physical trauma and mechanism consistent with the potential to have caused brain injury and Glasgow Coma Scale of 12 or less, or Glasgow Coma Scale less than 15 with quick decreasing Glasgow Coma Scale or ongoing confusion, or multi-system trauma requirement intubation, and finally post-traumatic seizure. How do I deliver a live brain? Give us 30 minutes for your full attention from now. Remember and do 4 things. Repeat 5 things every 5 minutes. Document 5 things. Train and help co-workers. That's it. So 4 things to remember. One is a high flow oxygen apply as soon as possible. Keep systemic blood pressure more than 90 mm mercury. Don't hyperventilate. Keep EtCO2 at 40 mm mercury. Again, don't hyperventilation. And yet again, because you know you will, don't hyperventilate. So 5 things to repeat every 5 minutes or more frequently. You should check vital sign, O2 saturation, endotidal CO2, Glasgow Coma Scale, especially accurate monitor score, and monitor the ventilator EMTs that we call VEMT. So VEMT is breast to breast if possible, and also have a spotter monitor VEMT to ensure prevention of hyperventilation. Do not hyperventilate. Do not hyperventilate. You should monitor of ventilation EMT. 5 things to check and document. Every 5 minutes or more frequently, vital sign, O2 saturation, end-tidal CO2, and GCS especially monitor, and pupil size and fluid given. So you should check and documentation should be needed. Why does not matter to me? We've been doing wrong. New science in TBI is hypotension is bad, hypoxia is bad, and hyperventilation is really bad. Avoid 3H bomb. So the TBI H bomb is hypoxia, hypotension, hyperventilation. The H bomb are critical. They kill neuron and cost life. Treat even a single episode of any H bomb should be prohibited. So ventilator EMT is in your team, and you should assign one EMT for VEMT. So no job is more important than person bagging ventilation. The VEMT is really important person in your team, equivalent of the compressor in CPR. The VEMT should not be disturbed. VEMT should not be monitored. VEMT should be coached on late as needed. So your EMT, if we aren't paying consistent attention to ventilation, we will harm your patient. So detailed lecture in hands-on section. How to avoid hypoxia, pre-oxygenation, advanced airway management like intubation, how to avoid hypotension, systemic blood pressure more than 90, IV or IO access should be given, and how to avoid hyperventilation. So our key message is high flow oxygen on anyone who has loss of conscious. Prevent hypoxia. O2 saturation more than 19 is optimal. Don't hyperventilate. 10 times per minute should be kept. EtCO2 level should be 40 mm mercury. Prevent hypotension. SBBP more than 90 should be kept. Every 5 minutes, repeat and document. So, 4 things to remember. One is high flow oxygen as soon as possible. Second one is keep SBP more than 90. Third one, don't hyperventilate. Fourth one, keep EtCO2 at 40 mm mercury. The stakes are high. So mild to moderate primary TBI can be converted into a severe TBI from secondary injury due to improper management by ventilation. Every aspect prehospital TBI treatment is about preventing secondary brain injury. So I believe the potential EMS impact, and this will surprise you. Properly management, oxygenation, fluid resuscitation, and ventilation in the field will likely have a greater impact than neurosurgical intervention, more than powerful. So like with cardiac arrest, the EMS care of TBI is a high leverage issue. You matter a lot. So related hands-on skills shown here. Evaluation and documentation of vital sign and mental status. Second one, management of hypoxia. Third one, management of hypotension. Fourth one, avoidance and rapid correction of hyperventilation. 5.1 ALS skill in Prehospital TBI cares. If you have any question, let me know. Or other question should be asking by organization of EPIC TBI team. Thank you very much. Thank you for attention.